1 million plastic water bottles are purchased every minute. And every year, all around the world, 5 trillion plastic bags are purchased. So this is United Nations data, and 300 million tons of plastic waste we are creating every year, which is almost equivalent to the entire human population. So where do these wastes go? Eventually, they end up into the oceans because the rivers carry these trashes with them. Any guess on how much plastics have accumulated into the oceans? Well, one guess was made in 2015 by National Geographic, and they said that 150 million metric tons of plastics have accumulated into the oceans. And unless we do something drastic to change this, to this ongoing holocaust, we are going to see 600 million metric tons of plastics accumulating into the seas, 4 times jump. So this is scary, and this also means that by 2015, you are going to see more plastics than fish in the water bodies. What can we do about it? Because plastics are virtually indestructible. Though these days there are plants in Europe where they take plastics and they convert it into pyrolysis oil, and they claim that this is going to be the new game-changing thing. But I think when you have plants like these, you are always going to ensure the supply of raw materials, because now that you have created a plant, you are always going to ensure a raw material because there's an economic angle, there's a cost factor. So creating plants like these to convert plastics into pyrolysis oil is a surefire way of ensuring that we are never going to see a plastic-free world. For sure, it's a chemical marvel that we are able to break the long carbon chains using high temperature. It's a big achievement. But doing that, breaking molecular wastes at high temperatures, offsets your CO2 savings. So what is the net benefit? And eventually it's a fuel. So I don't see it as a long-term pragmatic solution. So what is the way out? The only way is that all around the world, we all do a dry run. Dry run of 1 month where we resolve at individual level, at community level, that we are not going to use any single-use plastics for 1 month. For my family, I'm not going to use any single-use plastics. No plastic bottles, no plastic bags, nothing. So if we are going to do this dry run for 1 month all around the world, or at least in our localized communities, then we will really be aware of what are the immediate challenges that we are facing. Which are the scenarios in our day-to-day life where we feel that we don't have a choice without plastics. And then when we come down on those, narrowing it down to those real life challenges, we can think about alternatives. Because I did a dry run for 7 days and I found that I am pretty much okay. I don't need plastics at all because the country where I am living in has banned single-use plastics from next year onwards, 2022. So this model should be replicated all around the world. COP26 Glasgow Climate Summit should have been discussing issues like this, because this is a very scary situation that we are going to see by 2040 or 2050. If IRIN is telling you that there will be no fish by 2050, it's really a scary figure. It's a scary data. So let's do this. Let's try to do a dry run in our family, in our communities, and see that at least for next 2-3 weeks, at least for 1 week, let's start from 1 week dry run, that for 1 week I am not going to use single-use plastics in any way.